Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here, I have a 2025 Chevrolet Equinox RS. So we'll look at the interior, exterior, some of the trim level specifics, then go for a spin around, see what it's like out on the road. All right, so now we're behind the wheel of the 25 Chevrolet Equinox, and this is the RS trim. So you're gonna have the LT, the Active, and the RS. Now the Active and the RS are pretty much the same price when looking at the MSRP, but one's gonna be a little bit more outdoor and off-road focused, while the RS is gonna be meant more for the road. Now, before we dive too much into it, let's put it in drive. We'll go for a spin around and touch on some of these cool features in here. So, what powers the 25 Chevrolet Equinox? Now, this has a 1.5 liter turbocharged engine, and that's either going to come standard with front wheel drive or the optional all-wheel drive. Now, it's important to note, if you go with the front wheel drive model, that's going to have the CVT transmission. If you go with the all-wheel drive, like the one that we have here today, that goes to an 8-speed automatic. So there is a difference there. The other odd thing to me is that the all-wheel drive actually gets better highway fuel economy. This one's going to be rated at 29 mpg, so that might have something to do with the CVT versus the 8-speed, but just one thing to know, if you're doing a lot of road trips, the all-wheel drive might be the one you want. Now, obviously it's very snowy today. It is 1 degree outside, so it is freezing cold. This does come standard with the remote start, which is really nice because you can actually program it to kick the heated seats on when you remote start the vehicle. So before I even hopped in, I had the seat nice and toasty, and this one also gets the heated steering wheel. It is absolutely one of my favorite features in any new vehicle. Once your hands are warm, there is nothing better than that. When you hop in the car, your hands are toasty and the seat is nice and toasty for you, so that is pretty cool. Now let's put our foot down here. You know, it's not the fastest vehicle on the planet, but I think I'd rather take that trade-off of high 20s fuel economy versus a ton of get up and go from a larger turbocharged engine. I think 95% of the time, it's gonna be more than enough power to get you going and not quite enough to get you into trouble, which is pretty good. Now on the exterior, this is the Reef Blue Metallic. When the sunlight hits it, it is a really cool color. It looks great in person. It's also kind of got a black two-tone that runs on the roof. Chevy's doing a bunch of really cool colors right now. There's so many fun options you can get, and I think if you're gonna drive a sporty little SUV, it might as well look cool, and I think Chevy's delivering on a bunch of those cool colors. Now, a few other things on the exterior. There is a few wheel options. Like I said, if you're looking at the Active, that one's gonna be kind of a little bit more off-road focused, so it's gonna have a different wheel and tire, but the RS with these ones, kind of a black and silver look to it. I think it's a good looking wheel. It suits the vehicle very nicely. And I mean, from there, the Equinox did get a redesign. So 25 is gonna be completely different looking compared to the 24. It's got a pretty kind of mini Traverse feel to it. It drives like a smaller SUV. It's easy to park, it's easy to get in and out of. The ride height is perfect. If you have trouble maybe getting in and out of the vehicle or loading the kids up, it's not like throwing them into a Suburban XL or anything like that. It's a perfect size to load up the groceries, load yourself into the vehicle, and get going. Now, let's talk about the interior. So starting with the second row, there's plenty of room back there. So where I sit at 6'1", I had head space, I had knee space back there. 5 adults might get a little bit tighter because this is kind of a smaller SUV, but 4 adults I think are gonna be comfortable. If you got the kids in the car seat, they're also gonna be more than happy back there. And as they get a little older, there's USB-C charging in the back, so you can keep all your devices charged up. Now, as far as cargo room, this RS does get a power lift gate, so you can click the button in here or on the key fob or on the back, open it up, makes it really easy to load everything up, and it's a 60-40 split rear seat, so you can pull the little handle, kick the seats down, and load up as much as you need. Now, there also is a little bit of underfloor storage, which is convenient. So if you want to keep something out of sight, just need that little bit of extra room, or you can also do the roof rack up above with the cross rails. This one does come with the roof rack rails, so you can throw the ski box or maybe the mountain bikes up there. Now, from the driver's seat, I'm amazed at how comfortable and quiet this little vehicle is. The little turbocharger, like I said, it's just more than enough power to get you moving out onto the highway. For these back roads I've been driving around today, it's easy, it's convenient, the fuel economy is also great, and I love that you get the 8-speed with the all-wheel drive. Now, from the driver's seat, there's an 11-inch and 11.3-inch display. So I've got my digital gauge cluster here. I can pull up Google Maps. There's a little button you can click on the steering wheel. It can show you all your pertinent information, like your adaptive cruise control that this vehicle comes with, some of your RPM gauges or trip computer stuff if you want to see that. Or you can also pull up those maps, which is pretty cool to have going there. Then on the other side with the infotainment screen, I've got wireless Apple CarPlay as well as wireless Android Auto, which is really nice, Amazon Alexa built into this vehicle, and Google Assistant. So I can say, take me to Walser, Polar, Chevrolet. It'll pull the maps up. I don't have to take my hands even off the steering wheel. I love that feature. It makes it so easy and safe when you're on the go. That really is something the Equinox delivers on. A few other safety things, some of the collision avoidance, there's blind spot monitoring in the mirrors, there's a bunch of stuff to help make sure you and if your family's in the vehicle, you're gonna be very safe. But other than that, the backup camera is awesome in here. It is a crystal clear display, makes it really easy to park. Plus this one does get parking sensors out back, so that also makes it convenient. I think if you're looking for a sporty, fun, little crossover SUV, maybe you're looking at Honda, Toyota, GMC, or Ford, I think this is a pretty cool looking truck. I think they did a really good job of redesigning this SUV. It's sporty, yet there's a few options. So if you want to be kind of more outdoor focused or you want to just stay on the road, I like that they give you the option at the same price. Now, as we come to a stop here, we have to touch on the pricing. Now, MSRP on this one is going to be right around $35,000. So again, wireless Apple CarPlay, all-wheel drive, the sporty exterior and interior looks. I love the vents, the design of the dash, and even these seats are really comfortable. The heated seats do work really well. I almost had to turn them down because I got too warm today, but you've also got the blue and red stitching that runs through the piping. It does look pretty cool. And that heated steering wheel, it's kind of a thicker steering wheel, but it does feel really good in your hands. And if you want, you can use the paddle shifters for getting a little bit sportier. I mean, there's so much equipment here. There's drive modes you can select through. So there's a snow mode if you want to go into that, or the off-road mode. You can even lock it into the all-wheel drive up to a certain miles per hour there. I mean, it delivers a lot. When the average new car price is $48,000, and this one comes in around $35,000, you're getting pretty much all the equipment you'd expect out of a $45,000 vehicle. I think the ease of parking, all the technology and safety built into this, plus a pretty good looking exterior, I think this is definitely one to get out, take for a spin, and see what you think. Now, that was just a quick look and drive at the 2025 Chevrolet Equinox. Now, if you have any other questions or you'd like to schedule a test drive, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by anytime. We'd be more than happy to help. Thanks again for watching.